Welcome into the video, welcome into the channel. Hope everybody is doing well out there. Today we are back with the mirror known as the Sony A80J, and yeah, I know I haven't really done any content with the Sony in quite a while, but I do have some content to talk about today, so I'm going to get into that in a moment. And if this is your first time pressing play on one of my videos, I just wanted to say thank you. It means a lot to me. You're watching the video. And of course, if you're new here, consider hitting that subscribe button and hitting the bell notification so you don't miss my future uploads. But with that being said, I've seen a couple of questions come across about what I usually have as the background on the displays as I'm talking about the TV. And this is just an Apple TV 4K screensaver. This is probably one of my favorite features about the Apple TV 4K. So if you're somebody who hasn't gotten an Apple TV 4K device or you're considering one, this right here almost makes it worth it by itself. So many beautiful images to have on the display when you're not looking at it as far as a content perspective. I think it's a really cool feature, but just wanted to mention that while I was here. All right, so let's go ahead and dive into the video here. Again, talking Sony, and we get to navigate this clunky menu that Sony comes with. So, all right, so what we're gonna do from here is click the System button, go over to About, and then System Software Update, because Sony has been pushing out a new system software update, but this one's not relegated just to the Sony A80J here. I'm just gonna go ahead and update my TV while I'm here as we're talking about it. But if you're here watching this video and you have a Sony A80K or an A80L even, don't click off this video yet. I'm gonna have the details as we go along for your particular TV as far as what comes with this update for your TV. So to get things kicked off here, I'm gonna go ahead and click the software update button. And you notice that I had the automatic updates turned on. It did not tell me that there was an update automatically on here. I had to go on and check for it myself. So if you're somebody who doesn't like trying to keep up with proactively checking to see if your TV has a new software update, that might be a good reason to subscribe to my channel and turn on the bell, because I have these update videos coming to you letting you know when an update is coming or is available and what comes with it. So with that said though, you see here it says software update available. It provides significant benefits such as improved security and general performance of the TV. What's new in this update? You can review what is updated and other info about the new software in another window. And that's what we're gonna do here. So let's go ahead and click what's new in this update. Clunky OS is gonna go through, and here we are. Now again, this is just for the Sony A80J. Here are the benefits and improvements specific to the Sony A80J. It says improves backlight flickering when in VRR mode. Okay, now I have had two current gen consoles. I don't want to call them next gen consoles anymore, because the Xbox Series X and the PS5 has been out for what, 3 years now? But back whenever the PS5 and Xbox Series X first came out, I had them connected both to this TV at some point along the way. And that was before this TV actually even got an update to have VRR mode. So that's cool that, number one, Sony is continuing to put support updates out for the A80J, which is a 2021 model, I believe. And number two, it's nice to see that they are making improvements on a feature they added way after the fact. All right, next up it says fixes and issue. I'm gonna read this sentence and then I want you to put down in the comments if this makes sense to you. Fixes and issue where the remote navigation buttons do not work when on ATSC 3.0 channel. Fixes and issue. Shouldn't that be fixes and issue without the D? It's kind of funny to me. The third benefit here, which is improves general stability of the TV. Gotta love those sort of updates. Glad that the TV manufacturers are putting out updates that talk about improving things like that. I always get a kick out of not telling you exactly what they improve, but whatever. I'm not going to read that important notice, because who reads the fine print like that, right? So just to kind of go back and summarize here, you're getting improved backlight flickering when in VRR. So if you use your A80J for gaming, which it's a beautiful gaming TV. I have other videos on the channel talking about why I don't game on this TV anymore. But having said that, if this is your gaming display, some improvements here to VRR mode, always welcome. You've got a grammatical error here, fixing an issue where the remote navigation buttons do not work when on an ATSC 3.0 channel. So if you use your display in that manner, that's helpful to you. Then of course, improves general stability of the TV. So Where we go from here on the video is I'm going to go ahead and get the update installed. I'm not going to have you sit here and watch me install the update. What I'll do is I'll check back in along the way if I encounter any issues during installation. If not, I'll come back on the other side and I'll dive in further on if you have a Sony A80K, stick around, and if you have a Sony A80L, stick around as well. I'm going to talk about what are the benefits and improvements that come with this update, which is v6.7480. Alright, so we'll begin by taking a look at the firmware update for the K lineup, and I say it that way because as you could see here on the applicable models for this particular update, which is v6.7480, same as it was for the A80J you just watched. So this update actually applies to more than just the A80K. I'll go ahead and put the list up on the screen, but just to kind of run through them, this update is also applicable to the X80 model, the X85, the X90, and even the X95, as well as the Z9K. So let's go ahead and take a look at what comes with the update for the K lineup as opposed to the J lineup, which is what I have. So we go down here, benefits and improvements. It says adds the screen size option to the game menu. And I'll go ahead and flash up on the screen what this is referring to, but this is another thing that's referring to gaming, kind of like the VRR improvement for the J lineup. So basically what this is doing is adding in that extra menu feature in the game menu bar or whatever, where you can adjust your screen size in the middle of gaming. So if that's something that is exciting to you or you were looking forward to, you're going to be getting that. Next up, we have the same grammatical error that we saw on the J. Fixes and issue where the remote navigation buttons do not work when on an ATSC 3.0 channel. So really just seeing some improvements there. So again, if this feature applies to you, that's great. And then this finishes up with just one more thing, which is going to be improves general stability of the TV. So really this update is very similar to the A80J. The only change here is they're adding in that screen size option to the game menu, whereas on the A80J, you don't have that game menu bar, so it wasn't able to be added, I suppose. But next up, we'll go ahead and take a look at what comes with the L lineup. Next up, we have the L lineup for the 2023 model TVs from Sony, and just like on the K lineup, this is going to be applicable to more than just the A80L. I'll go ahead and flash the list of them on the screen again, just to name a couple: X90L, X93L, you have the X95L, and so on and so forth. But let's dig into what actually comes with this update, and we don't have to go very far because it's right here on the screen. Benefits and improvements. It says adds the screen size option to the game menu. Exact same thing as the K model, and this one is the only other thing that it does is improves general stability of the TV. So the L lineup actually looks like it got the least amount of updates, but that's not too surprising considering it's the newest model of the three that I've talked about in this video. But once again, the major thing for the K lineup and the L lineup is going to be the addition of that screen size option to the game menu. So if you're using this display primarily for gaming, that's going to be a nice addition for you. And outside of that, it's just kind of fine-tuning some things and improving some things behind the scenes as far as stability goes with the TV. But that's going to do it for this video. If you're still here watching, I appreciate it. It means a lot to me. If you did enjoy the content, learned anything, etc., consider hitting that like button. Really helps out the channel. And of course, if you're not subscribed yet and you want to stay up to date on tech updates, be sure to hit that subscribe button and of course hit the bell notification so you don't miss my uploads. But with all that being said, until the next one.